right. Sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to step outside the supervisor.
No, I think it's legal to record in here.
No, it's not, sir. It says even on the door.
I'll wait for your supervisor.
Okay.
It has to be backed by a law. You just can put up a sign that says I can't record.
Okay.
All right.
I can new a book test.
Sure. It has to be a state statute behind it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That phone needs to go off. No recording in the building. Off and out. Tim, Juan, Jojo.
Can I get your name?
Renew or change
Outside the building.
address?
Can I get your name?
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Are you the supervisor?
So you want to go to jail?
Do I want to go to jail
Yeah.
for recording in a public building?
I'm calling the police. He won't stop recording.
Okay. Maybe the police can explain it.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Hey, how we doing?
Good. What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Connolly, stuff.
Nice to meet you. And are you the only one here?
I am.
Okay. So I'm not sure why they called you.
Okay. Rule of science is no photography or any test. That's a law.
You're the card.
Yes, I do understand that, but this is just a sign.
All right, guys, this is where the tension kicks off hard. The auditor barely steps inside the public building before staff snap at him, insisting his camera is illegal without citing a single law. He calmly demands a supervisor, knowing his First Amendment rights are rock solid. But instead of logic, the staff jumped straight to threats, warning him that simply recording could get him arrested. The atmosphere turns hostile instantly.
So this sign has to be backed by statute. It has to be backed by law.
Okay.
Because members of the public have the right to live in public buildings and record. It's been established in court.
You're talking about your First Amendment, I understand.
Yes, exactly. It's my First Amendment to do what I'm doing. So, but whatever reason you think, because the Secretary of State put up a sign here, that bars the members of the public from recording, but he doesn't have the authority to do that. Yeah. So if you can explain to them that I have the right to be in here and record, I mean, I'm not.
Do you want him trespass from the building? Do you want him trespass from the building?
Yes, trespass him, and he's not allowed to be inside the
They are allowed to trespass you from the building.
From a public building?
Yes.
Okay, do you understand that they can't do that unless I commit a crime? You can't trespass members of the public from a public
I understand
space
what you're trying to
unless
teach
they've
me.
broken
However,
the law. I'm not trying to teach you anything.
You're saying that you're causing a disturbance.
What disturbance am I causing? Just simply being in here recording is not causing a disturbance.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Taking personal information out of people.
Okay, I'll show you something really quickly. That might help you.
We're gonna go this way, sir.
This is why we do what we do to change things like this.
As the employee panics, a supervisor storms in demanding the camera be turned off. The auditor refuses, standing firm on constitutional ground. Suddenly, they escalate, calling the police, claiming he's committing a crime. And boom, within seconds, an officer arrives. The auditor greets him respectfully, ready to explain the law, while the staff keeps insisting a simple posted sign overrides federal rights. This confrontation is heating up fast.
Okay, so
All right.
you're interrupting the flow of regular.
I wasn't. I'm not interrupting anything. All right. I'm not in anybody's way. I'm not preventing anybody from carrying out their business here
Do
today.
you have?
You need to take me off of that film. You hear me?
I see the disturbance you're creating.
Sir, him reacting to me is not me creating a disturbance. That's him creating a disturbance. Him reacting to me, I never engaged him. So he reacted to me.
Sure.
That
This is a
doesn't.
flow of business.
Okay.
You're now.
Okay, I'm not in the way.
Okay, can you take him outside?
Please.
Because he's in
Okay,
the.
he'll be violating my rights, and that'll be a lawsuit.
Guys,
All right.
let's do me a favor. Everybody that's not here, go in that door.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. Right?
Thank you, appreciate it.
I'll come talk to you. This gentleman wants an audience. We don't want to provide that for him, so please go into that door and let my partner come inside.
Okay. Do you want me to read this to you? It doesn't matter?
You too, sir.
Okay. Well, I would hope you would uphold my right here today to do what I'm doing.
Am I not doing that at all? Right?
The auditor calmly breaks it down. A sign is not a statute, and the First Amendment doesn't disappear because someone taped a rule to a wall. The officer actually listens, but the staff starts pushing for a trespass. They want him removed from a public building for disturbing nothing except their comfort. The auditor challenges the absurdity, reminding them that you cannot trespass someone from a public space without a crime.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But I want them to know that I'm able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can explain to them that I'm able to be here and record.
5-2. Is there another unit coming here? We need another unit to come here.
I just want to document matters of public interest. That's why I'm here.
I gave you my name and badge number. I'm guessing you can refuse to give me your name now?
Not right now. Depending on how it goes. Wait, depending on how it goes, I might introduce myself to you at the end of the day. So don't prejudge me yet. Don't prejudge me. When we finish, depending on how it
See,
goes.
it's strange how you can demand something from me, but when I ask you politely for something,
No, I'm not demanding.
you said name and badge number as soon as I open the door.
Yes, but that's your.
Because what?
Because you're required to do that.
Because
You're a public employee, right?
Exactly.
You're required to identify yourself to the members of the public.
It's a First Amendment activist. Okay.
I
Want him
would
out of the building.
I wouldn't-
Took away his audience.
I wouldn't describe.
Thanks for everything and badge number 4. They want to trespassing.
The tension rises as more staff get involved. People start reacting emotionally to the camera, but as the auditor explains, their reaction is not his disturbance. Yet the employees insist he's causing chaos by existing with a lens. The officer tries to redirect the crowd while staying neutral, but the pressure mounts. The auditor makes it clear, violating his rights will result in a lawsuit, and he's absolutely ready for it.
May I have your name and your badge number, sir? No?
What's going on, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
May I have your name and your badge number?
Yeah, George is 559.
Nice to meet you. What about you, sir? I appreciate it. Thank
How
you.
you doing?
I'm great. I'm just here to document matters of public interest, and they told me that I couldn't be here and record.
There were multiple people that were upset that he was recording them while they were doing transactions of their DMV.
You know everything have been recorded, so I would advise you to make sure what you're saying is accurate.
The guy that just said, please don't record me when I'm doing my
Yeah, but he's in public. There's no expectation of privacy in public. He can ask me to stop recording him in public.
Sure, they
Right.
can post a signage asking the photography
And I was explaining to him that there is a sign here, but this sign needs to be backed up by a statute. You can just put up a sign to tell me not to do what I have the right to do. I have a First Amendment right to be here and document my activity here today. So if you stop me from doing that, you're violating my First Amendment right. Right? So yes, there is a sign. Anybody can put up a sign here. I can put up a sign here that says no red shirts. Are you gonna abide by that? It's not backed up by law. Right?
Sure.
Every sign has to be backed up by law. It has to be a statute on it. You just can put up.
A second officer enters. The auditor explains everything from the top. He was peaceful until ordered out with hostility. He emphasizes the difference between discomfort and disorderly conduct. Meanwhile, the employees twist the story, claiming he filmed sensitive information, even though he stayed in public access areas. The officers hear both sides but are visibly unsure. The conflict shifts from policy to constitutional rights, and everyone in that building feels the tension.
So I don't care if the Secretary of State put it up himself. It's as good as the paper it's on. It has to be backed up by law. So this is just to prevent me from doing what I'm doing here right now. And this is part of why we do what we do, to break down these barriers,
Sure.
to give the public access to the government.
Here's the thing,
Right?
when you start arguing with people,
I am not.
then you start getting into territory where it's
listen.
like, now it's disturbing the peace kind of thing. So
okay.
listen,
I'll let you speak.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, that is, I think, probably why we ended up here.
Okay.
So that's where we're at.
Okay. Everything was recorded.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
can play it back for you later. I walked in here. I never disturbed anyone. The lady came out. The first thing she said was, "Turn that off and get out of here." Didn't even ask me why I was here and what I was doing. Right. So if there was any confrontation, it wasn't on my part. All I was doing was standing here and recording, and they told me that I couldn't do what I have the right to do. So
Were you inside of here?
I was standing right there. I was standing right here, just past the door. And then when he told me that he was calling the police, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait for you guys. I don't want to disrupt business. I'm gonna stand here peacefully and wait for you. I could have walked in there, as I have the right to do, but I'm not here to disrupt business. So I stood here and waited for you guys.
Okay, cool.
So right.
Who were you talking to inside?
The officers explain the staff's main concern, sensitive documents in the office. The auditor reminds them that capturing such documents is not a crime. Misusing them would be. He again challenges the sign's legality, demanding the statute behind it. Without one, it's meaningless. But the staff refuses to budge. They demand he be removed because people feel disturbed, a word they keep weaponizing. Things turn legally dangerous.
Who's the lady? I think she's one of the supervisors.
This is
Yeah, that lady there. Yeah, she was the one that told me to get out.
Just give us 1 second.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Can I have her name?
Her name's on her.
Yeah, but she wouldn't tell me what her name is.
So the reason that they don't allow recording in here is because people are coming here with
Private information.
correct, like sensitive documents.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why they ask that you don't record inside. I'm sure you wouldn't want somebody recording your.
Yeah, but I haven't recorded anybody's information.
I know, but
At
that's the reason why they don't allow it in here.
Right,
So
but
at this time, they're asking you to leave.
okay,
We are here asking you to leave.
okay.
If you refuse to leave,
Okay.
you are going to be cited for trespassing.
Cited for trespassing.
Correct.
Okay. And then after that, if I still choose to be here after I'm cited, what's going to happen? Because you can trespass me from a public place where I have the right to be.
So we can trust you from a public place. You are welcome to be here until something happens and you are asked to leave by an administrator of this facility.
Okay, and then why am I being trespassed?
Because they don't want you recording in here. They've asked that you don't record in here. You're continuing to record.
They don't have that authority.
The officers warn him that if he refuses to leave, he'll be cited for trespass. The auditor holds a line. He wants him educated, not kicked out illegally. He explains the civic purpose of auditing, ensuring government transparency. But the officer argues that his presence is making people uncomfortable. The auditor fires back. Feelings don't override constitutional freedoms. The debate grows sharper, more aggressive, and neither side is backing down.
This is my First Amendment right.
Correct, but
Yeah.
people are feeling disturbed. They're disturbing.
If you're welcome to record from the parking lot.
Okay. Just because they're uncomfortable doesn't mean I'm being disorderly. Their feelings do not trump my right to be in here and record. Okay, it doesn't.
So let me ask you this. I would, and because I don't want you to be cited for trespass.
Okay.
Why are we continuing this?
Because I want them to know that I have the right to be here and do what I'm doing without them asking me to get out of a building where I have the right to be.
I know, but what's the ultimate goal here?
The ultimate goal
Yes.
is for them to be educated. It's for them to understand that any member of the public has the right to come in here and record and observe their public employees in the course of their duties. Right? So, because the first thing she told me when I walked in was, shut it up and get out. And she doesn't have that authority to tell me to do that. So I want her to understand that she's not able to tell a member of the public to leave a public place where they have the right to be. And observing public employees in the course of their duties, I believe, is a civic duty. It's a civic duty.
However, when you're coming in here, getting up in the traffic,
Okay.
and being a little confrontational with people could cause them to feel
No.
alarmed and disturbed.
No, I wasn't confrontational. They were confrontational with me.
I know, but right now you're being a little excited.
Yeah, right, because my right is being violated. So
At this point, officers accuse him of disorderly conduct. The auditor demands specifics. What conduct? What disturbance? They struggle to answer. He challenges the claim. Someone yelling at him doesn't mean he caused a disturbance. But the officers insist that since multiple people complained, he's now a suspect. The auditor pushes back harder, citing U.S. Supreme Court rulings that the exercise of rights cannot be criminalized.
yeah, I don't appreciate that. You're asking me, you're telling me that I have to leave here, that I'm disturbing the peace, which I am not doing. So that's enough reason for me to be a little bit amped up.
Okay.
Right,
All right. Well, we're going to step out. I'd ask that you mind stepping out with us and.
right. Okay, let me read this to you. This is a U.S.
Okay, I'm asking
appeals
you
court
to
decision.
step outside because we're going to step outside.
And if I don't step outside, yeah, right. Thank you.
This gentleman's uncomfortable, just so you know.
At the end of the day, sir, I just want them educated.
Sure.
I just want them educated.
But I don't know who you're educating.
The staff, the people that work here. The lady that told me the first words out of her mouth was "shut it off and get out of here." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if she can do that, imagine what else she could do.
Can I see your ID, sir?
My ID?
Yes.
Why do you need my ID?
We're making contact with you. I'd like to.
Oh, I don't know. Unless I've committed a crime, I don't have to show you my ID. I don't have any obligation to identify myself to you unless I commit a crime.
What's your name?
I'm not going to give you that either. It's the same as giving you my ID.
Okay.
Right. I have no obligation to identify myself to you.
All right.
If you suspect me of a crime, then we can go from there.
So we got a bunch of people here.
Okay.
They feel alarmed and disturbed.
Okay. I hear you.
I understand what you're trying to do here.
Okay.
And they called us here.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I understand what you're doing, but you have to understand too, we have to do our job too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
And what's your job? Your job is to uphold my right. You swore an oath to the Constitution.
All right, sir. So
Yeah.
based on what's been going on here, there are now customers here
Okay.
who are advising us that they're being alarmed and disturbed by your presence. Therefore, you are now suspected of disorderly conduct. I need you to present me with your ID, please.
So somebody complaining that I'm exercising my constitutional right.
The officers pressure him for ID, but he refuses, correctly explaining that ID is only required when crime is suspected with articulable facts. They insist disorderly conduct qualifies, but still can't describe what he actually did wrong. The auditor stays composed but intense, defending his rights while exposing the shaky foundation of their claims. This is where the clash becomes a full-scale constitutional showdown.
Is me causing a disturbance? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying on camera? Okay.
It's multiple people, not just one person.
Okay, but you do understand that. Let me show you this. This might help
Right now,
you.
I'm asking you for your identification.
Well, I don't have my ID on me.
What's
Yeah.
your name?
The only way I'm going to identify myself is if you articulate what crime I've committed.
Disorderly conduct.
Okay, in which way?
You are disturbing this gentleman's peace.
Disturbing his peace.
Yes, and he's alarmed and disturbed by your behavior. And
Just recording.
well, we're now beyond recording. Now we're getting in.
So what did I do to disturb his peace? My lawyer needs to know that. What did I do to disturb?
That's why I asked you to turn around, which you did, but he's still yelling and just.
So I'm the reason why he's yelling. I'm making him yell. I can control what he does. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, you could control it because he wouldn't yell if you turned the video off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I believe that.
The Secretary of State, I just spoke with him.
Yeah.
Secretary of State Sergeant advised me that there's sensitive documents being passed around, including social security numbers,
Okay.
driver's license numbers, things that people don't want shared in the public,
Okay.
which is why they have those signs. And
Okay.
they do. The Secretary
Well, I'm
of State
just-
is en route.
Yeah.
Let me talk first
Yeah.
before you read up your speech. Okay. They're en route, and they said that they do have a statute that falls under, and if you're not
Okay,
going to
okay.
abide by
No,
it,
I need to see it. Remember what I said when I first walked in here? Show me the statute. If there's a statute behind it, I don't break the law. If that's a law, I will leave. I don't break
right
the law.
now, the law they're suggesting you broke is disorderly conduct. Which I
Okay.
advised you when I first came here
Okay.
that you were disrupting the orderly business of this
It's-
establishment.
Everything is recorded. That's fine. This is a U.S. appeals court ruling. Simons versus United States, 390 U.S. 377, 1968.
Constitutional law.
Wait, the claim and exercise of a constitutional right cannot be converted into a crime. A denial of them would be a denial of due process law.
Yeah, you're not being arrested
Right.
for recording.
Okay?
That's what you're missing.
Right, but
You're being investigated for disorderly conduct.
okay, so
That's a criminal law.
okay.
That's not constitutional.
Okay,
What you're claiming is constitutional with the video camera. Okay, so be
right,
it.
right.
We'll let Secretary of State handle that part.
Okay.
What we're telling you is we're here for the criminal part, which is the disorderly conduct.
Okay,
The gentleman out here has said multiple times he's came up here and told you to stop recording him.
okay.
All right, and every time you swing the camera, he's feeling that he's violated.
So you understand?
I mean, I know it's funny for you. but
No,
it's not
no,
funny
no.
for
The
him.
reason it's funny is he has no expectation of privacy in public. He's in public. If I was at his house or his property, it's different. He's in public. No one has expectation of privacy in public,
He's
though.
here where he's presenting sensitive documents that he doesn't want on camera, and which is why the Secretary of State has these signs saying, "Please no recording."
Okay, and do you also know that just capturing sensitive information on camera is not a crime? What is a crime is what you do with that information. Just simply capturing it on camera is not a crime whatsoever.
So, but now you be in
Right.
possession of information.
That is still not a crime. It's if I use that information and do something illegal, then it becomes a crime. But simply capturing stuff. What? Look around. There's a bunch of cameras here. There's a bunch of cameras here, right?
These are under the control of the Secretary of State and the State of Illinois.
Which I can fire it. I can get those footage.
And
Any
which
member of the
time
public can.
any sensitive information would be redacted.
Okay, right. But and first of all, no one here has a proof that I've recorded anyone's information. And like I said, even if I inadvertently captured anything on camera, that's not a crime in itself. What's a crime is if I use that information.
What we're doing now is you're sidetracking us. I'm looking for your identification.
Okay, well, I don't have my ID on me.
Well, then my partner's going to grab your name, your birthday, your address,
And-
phone number. And if you refuse, then
Okay,
because I know
right.
that was going to be your next
Okay,
question, right?
yes.
Your next, if you refuse to present these documents, you will now be obstructing an investigation.
Okay.
So again, now I go back and ask you, what is your end goal here?
My end goal is when I first walked in here, right? Like I said, the first thing she said was shut the camera off and get out. So my goal here is to educate. It's to educate public employees that the members of the public have the right to be in public and document the activities of their public employees, right? Turner versus Driver is a U.S. Circuit Court or U.S. Appeals Court ruling that says that members of the public have the right to record public officials in the course of their duties.
Okay.
Right? And that's what I'm doing here.
But you're also recording people,
Right.
citizens
People
who
in-
have an expectation of privacy.
People in public. That's what you don't understand. People in public.
Where they're passing-
Okay, it's no different from me being outside recording. It's no different. You know, it's the only thing that restricts my right to do what I'm doing is time, place, and manner. Those are the only three things that restrict my right to record anywhere in the public. If there was a sign that says this is restricted, do not enter. And if I do that, then that's a crime. But just being in a place that I'm allowed to be in and recording cannot be construed into a
Just so you
crime.
know, I have to tell you from Sergeant Flores, the
Yeah.
Secretary of State Police, badge number 0995.
Okay.
You've been formally trespassed from this establishment.
Formally?
From me,
Okay.
Sergeant Flores, Secretary of State Police, star number
Oh yeah.
0995.
Okay. I'm not gonna stay here if you tell me I'm trespassed, but I need the formal trespass, and I'm gonna leave
And that comes in the form of a citation.
in the form of a citation.
Yes.
No, the way the trespass law works is you have to tell someone to leave.
Okay, well, Sergeant Flores just told me
Okay,
to tell you to leave.
then I'll leave.
Okay.
I would leave. All right, then you can deal with my lawyer later.
That's fine.
All right, thanks.
Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Finally, officers claim the Secretary of State has a statute forbidding recording, yet they can't produce it. The auditor repeats his stance. Show the law and he'll leave. They fail. Instead, they pivot to public disturbance, stating that others' discomfort is justification enough. The auditor doesn't let up, reminding them that rights aren't optional. The standoff ends unresolved, but one thing is crystal clear. This entire building just got educated.